Hello friends, good morning. Today we are going to discuss uplinking and downlinking of the TV channels which was in news recently by Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, so before starting this discussion, let me tell you one thing, that you can download the PDF of The Hindu, that is short notes of the Hindu daily for various competitive examinations, which is most useful for UPSC prelims, mains and interview. Okay, so without getting delay, now we will get into the discussion. So let's start. So today's our discussion will depend on the Minister of Information and Broadcasting has issued draft guidelines for satellite TV channels. Okay, so he issued a draft for the TV channels, satellite TV channels. Okay, what is that? That is uplinking and downlinking policy guidelines for satellite TV channels. So what is this uplinking and downlinking for TV channels? So let us see first of all these terms, because once we cleared with the terms, then no confusion will be there. So first of all we will go to the what is uplinking and downlinking for satellite TV channels. Okay friends, so let's move. So this is your uplinking and downlinking of the TV channels. See, you can see here it is located the Earth station. Next, Earth station will give the give the signals to the transmitter or receiver which is located on the Earth's surface. Next, it will link to the satellite, okay, which is called as uplinking, and the signals will give a signals as a output, and which will receive by the another station, that is called as downlinking. Okay, and this downlinking will be receiver side. Okay, receiver side, and it is used for many purposes like TV channels, mobile signals, okay, internet, so and anything you can expect. So this is the use of the uplinking and downlinking. So I hope you cleared the what is the term of uplinking and downlinking, right? Now we'll see what are the guidelines which are issued in the new draft line. Okay, so let us move. This is a 9-year-old issue. Okay friends, this is a 9-year-old issue which is uplinking and downlinking for private satellite channels. Okay, here the details are included. There are 9 violations. The draft guidelines has highlighted the totally 11 violations. Out of that, some major issues has been discussed here. Okay, so what are those? So that is delay of non-intimation to the ministry about the change in the shareholder pattern of the company. So the company is non-intimating to the minister regarding the shareholding. Okay, by this what will happen? The foreign companies may acquire. Recently in Yes Bank, what happened? That is the People's Bank of China has acquired 1% of its shareholders in HDFC Bank. Okay, and for this India has also took the counter step, that is no land boundary which is sharing by India can invest in FDI directly. That is true, that is automatical route. So it can be approved by, it can be give investment through government route. Okay friends, so let us see now. So this is one major issue which is not intimating regarding the shareholders. Okay, so I hope you got clarity regarding this issue. Now we'll see forward. That is appointment of a director without prior permission of the minister. So they are not even intimating, so they are not even taking the prior permission to appoint the director. Okay, this is the second issue. Next, the third issue is, this is your second issue. Okay, so let me write here, this is the second issue. Third issue is non-removal of director who has been denied security clearance. So what does it mean? The director who has denied to do the security clearance and he is non-removed. Why? When he denied to security clearance, he should be instantly removed. Okay, so this is a matter of concern, so that's why the draft included this issue. Okay, next we'll see displaying dual logo or using logo or name not permitted by the ministries. Okay, displaying dual logos is not permitted by the ministry. Okay friends, logo or name, but which is violating by the TV channels or many other providers. Next we'll see the new draft guidelines includes an additional clause of stating that Home Minister can even revoke or suspend the security clearance in the repeated violations. So there is no need of doing security clearance, and that is red tapeism you can call as. So there is no need of security clearance permissions from the Home Affairs. You can directly take an actions. Okay, and what are the penalty for this kind of violations? I mean for violations, that is he can give a warning, that is Home Minister can give a warning, or he can prohibit the broadcasting or for 10 days. Okay, broadcasting for 10 days or even cancellation of the permission of that event. Okay, so here UPSC may ask question in this way that the permission, I mean cancellation of permission includes the total cancellation of the channel itself or the whatever the product itself. Product means the entire serial maybe, or entire event maybe, or entire the channel license maybe, but it is not the such case. The permission, I mean the cancellation will only include for that event itself. Okay, now let us see forward, like in previous guidelines. Okay friends, see here, so this is most important. In the previous guidelines, all channels have to take security clearance from the Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, but in this new, the clearance is valid for 10 years. Once the clearance has taken from the Ministry of Home Affairs, and it is valid for 10 years. However, the new guidelines mentions that the Ministry of Home Affairs can withdraw the clearance, in which case the permission is uplink would stand terminated automatically. Okay, here the meaning is the new guidelines mentions Home Ministers can withdraw the clearance. Okay, he will not give the clearance in the case when the permission to uplink the stand terminated automatically. Okay, whenever the stand is terminated automatically, then the permission can be withdrawn. Okay, so this is the meaning of it. Next we will see forward. Previously broadcasting, okay, previously the sports channel which are broadcasting, those need to take permission before 15 days. Okay, prior 15 days of the live telecasting. For example, there is a live cricket, there is a live telecast of live cricket from after 15 days. So the authorities should take prior permission today itself, because the event is after 15 days. Okay, but in what is in new guidelines, that is the draft guidelines says that relaxation of the non-news categories also, non-news categories. Okay, like in previous, before these guidelines, what was the situation? That is, except news channels, all the rest have to take prior permission, that is 15 days prior permission is needed. Now those permission is not needed, but the thing is they should register 5 days prior in the satellite portal, that is Broadcast Seva portal. Okay, So here you can see that the process has been streamlined. Instead of seeking permission, now the channels merely has to register online at Broadcast Seva with the necessary documents 5 days prior to telecast. Okay, that is, they should register themselves before 5 days of the telecasting that event. Now let us see, in 1997 the government's preference to Indian satellites was always the integral part of the government of India's policy. Okay, but this guideline says that the only criteria to use a satellite is that should be uplink of C band or Ku band. That means the foreigners can use this now freely. That is, no restrictions is needed for them. Foreigners means those who are there in India, those who are investing in India, even they are treated as the Indian companies itself. Okay, so this is the difference between, this is the meaning of this statement. Now here see what uplinking on C band and Ku band he said. So from here, each and every statement is most crucial for UPSC and various examinations, friends. So please be focused here. Take a pen and paper. Please make note of this. Okay. So wherever you are making a note, please note down these points, because these are most important points which is important for various examinations. So we will see the K band uses a frequency between 12 Hz and 19 Hz. Similarly, C band uses a radio frequency between 4 Hz and 8 Hz. Okay friends, so these frequencies is most important because UPSC will ask such kind questions. That is, Ku band uses frequency between 4 Hz and 8 Hz, so which will be a wrong statement. That is, so for that purpose you should remember even the frequencies, what kind of frequencies the bands will use. Okay, so Ku band uses to 12 Hz to 19 Hz and C band uses the 4 Hz to 8 Hz. Okay friend, from now the lecture will be more interesting for students, so please be focused, and which will be more important for all kind of examinations. Okay, now we'll see, till now we saw that Ku band and C band. So what is the meaning of these bands actually? Okay, so we will see now. Here you can see the classification of radar. Okay, it is classified into 4, that is radio frequency, wavelength, PRF pulse, applications. Okay, in frequency we have multiple bands. So in that we have HF band, VHF band, LSCX and KA bands. Okay, that is multiple bands, you can see that. So now we are going to talk about C band and Ku band. Okay, so you can see here that Ku band and C band. Okay friends, so from now we will see much more interesting points here. See, this is the classification of the satellite which uses the, okay, so you can go through it. That is, there are multiple bands here which is located, and their frequencies is also located here. Okay, so the variations, now we will see in brief the variation between these bands. So this is your bands. Okay, you can see here the frequency range between 30 to 300 kilohertz is a low frequency, and it is important, and it is used for navigation purposes. Okay, so navigation purposes, which is used in river navigation purposes. I hope you read in the geography part too. Okay, so for navigating a river, what kind of frequency is used? That is 30 to 300 kilohertz, that is low frequency is used in that. Next, to navigating marine and aircraft navigation, okay, AM broadcast, that is used 300 kilohertz to 3 megahertz. Okay, so this is medium frequency, it can be called as medium frequency range. Okay, so now broadcasting and mobile radio, our internet and mobile radio will uses 3 to 30 megahertz. Okay, 3 to 30 megahertz, that is high frequency. It will be used as a high frequency. Okay friends, so next we will see about the FM broadcast. In FM broadcast we will use 30 to 300 megahertz, which will be called as very high frequency. Okay, in this, cell phones, mobile phones and radio WLAN will use 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz, which is ultra high frequency. Now radar and TV channels, that is satellite, okay, VSAT, etc., will use the 3 to 30 gigahertz, that is super high frequency. So you can see that the variations in the frequency and what are the uses of that. Okay, so now let us go for further. So that is, the question is C band and K band, which satellite frequency is better and why? What is the reason behind that? We'll see from now, and it can be a direct question in the UPSC. Okay, like it can interlink the questions, like see for example, some satellite has been launched recently, suppose example, and it will use certain band, that is KU band, and previously it is used C band. So why it has been changed? What is the reason behind this, and which band is better according to your analysis? It can be asked by the UPSC mains question, or it can be asked even in the mains and interview also. And from now we will see what are the questions it can be asked from this concept in the preliminary examinations. So without getting late, we will see that. So yeah, nowadays what are the issues behind the C band and KU band, why the interference is going on? So the reasons are, many mobile operators nowadays are using very small aperture terminals, that is VSAT, to provide coverage in remote areas and enhance their network coverage. VSAT technology needs a frequency of operations as any other mobile communication technologies. Okay, so the VSAT uses the two main bands, that is C band and KU band. Okay, so now let us see what is actually the C band and KU band, what is the difference between those, and which one is better to use. So now it will be most important for the UPSC preliminary examinations. So you can see here, International Telecommunication Union is the worldwide frequency regulator. It is initially defined C band to be the first satellite band, and its frequency ranges between 4 gigahertz to 8 gigahertz. So here the ITU can keep the compulsion on it because on its definition, based on upon its definitions. Okay, so its previous definition is C band to be used as a first satellite band, and its frequency range should be 4 gigahertz to 8 gigahertz. Okay, this is the reason why all the satellites uses the C band. Now this range of frequency is also used widely by the terrestrial microwave backhaul links, especially sub 6 gigahertz band. Okay, and what is the issue here? The sub 6 gigahertz bands is free of license. There is no need to take any sort of license in many countries. So by this, the usage of the C band and KU band came in the conflict. This is the reason, because KU band needs to take the permission license, and C band, that is sub 6 gigahertz, sorry, here KU band and C band both needs to take the permissions, but the requirement is the gigahertz. So what are the gigahertz? Beyond the 6 gigahertz needs to take permission, and below the 6 gigahertz there is no need to take any sort of permissions. This is a conflict which going right now. So for this purpose, ITU has changed the definition. We will see further. This resulted, the interference problem between the C and terrestrial backhaul links. Okay, Thus the ITU has started defining new frequency band as a KU band. So from here you can see why it was very much crucial. Further discussing this topic for examinations, okay, KU bands. Okay, signals in KU bands are less focused, okay, less focused to high satellite frequencies such as KU band. Okay, this is also due to longer wavelength in C band. So UPSC may ask such kind of questions, that is C band will gives a will have a long wavelength in C band, so which is correct statement. And sometimes it will ask C band uses a short wavelength, okay, so which will be a wrong answer. So this bandwidth is longer wavelength, it should be remembered. Okay, next we will see less focused signals means, okay, these are less focused. Just now we saw that in C band C bands are the less focused. So what is a less focused? It means these signals are less affected by the rains, okay, which is even during the, you may saw the problem you are facing during the rain seasons or rainy times, that TV channels may not come properly. That is because of KU bands. Okay, whenever the KU band uses the because KU bands are more rain fed, okay, as compared to C bands. Now let us see further. These less focused can be provide wider ranges, but C band has a one unique utilization of itself by own, that is it will provide a wider range of coverages, okay, but it is much more costlier than KU band. How it is costlier? Let us see. That is, it needs a larger dish size. Whenever you put a dish connection, you need a DTH, sun DTH, like that. Okay, so it needs a 2.4 to 3.7 meters diameters of the dish. Okay, so then only it can receive a signals from the satellites, or else it is little bit critical for its C band. And C band requires a experiment equipment as compared to expensive equipment as compared to KU band. So the COPEX ratio will be increased in C band as compared to KU band. So what is COPEX? That is capital expenditure, CAPEX. Now let us see further KU band. So in KU band, frequency are dedicated to satellite communications only. Okay, this you have to remember this. It is dedicated only to the satellite communications. Okay, this solves the problem of interfering with the terrestrial microwave backhaul links. Okay, so the problem is solved, that is interfering problem was solved here. Next we'll see the KU band is characterized by its high powered signals as compared to C band. So C band has very much high powered signals as compared to the C band. Okay, next, small dishes are required for KU bands, okay, as compared to the C band. So this comparison is much more important, because UPSC will ask direct statements, will give direct statements from this kind of only. Okay, so this comparative is much more needed. That's why I'm always comparing each and every point, so it will be much more easier for you guys. Okay, so next we'll see small dishes are needed for the KU band, which is less CAPEX as compared to the C band. So the KU band radio transmitter also requires a less power. Okay, so it also requires a less power. We'll see further. This can save the CAPEX makes KU band suitable for small networks. So it is much more friendly establishments. Okay, so now that is new companies may emerge in this field, because the operation, that is CAPEX is much more smaller as compared to the C band. Now we will see how the KU band is more sensitive to the rainfall. This we this we discussed earlier itself. So now the question is when to use C band and Ku band. So now first of all let us discuss about the C band. That is, it is preferred for the locations where the rainfall is much more higher. Okay, situations like Africa, tropical regions, Africa. Okay, sorry. Next, from a commercial point of view, C band is better for the satellite applications that needs a larger bandwidth. Okay, this is because the license fees of C band are cheaper than the Ku band, and which is called as OPEX, that is less operational cost. Okay, the operational cost of C band is much more less as compared to the Ku band. Okay friends, so now let us see further. Now comes to Ku band. Ku band is preferred for cases where the, so here you can see what is the case in India. Here we discussed in regarding the world region, that is Africa. In India it can be installed in the regions of like Meghalaya, okay, which the rainfall is much more higher as compared to the other states, Meghalaya, Kerala. Okay, so okay friends, now let us see about the Ku band. Here the Ku band prefer to cases where the limited area of installations means there will be a small installation area because of the small dishes size is needed, and it is easy to install. Okay, it is not much critical as compared to the Ku band. So for commercial point of view, Ku band is better for satellite applications that need smaller bandwidth. Okay, and the equipment is cheaper than the C band, but it is the much more used for satellite purpose applications like we use very much applications that GPS. Okay, GPS or Zomato, Swiggy, or any other applications. Okay, so to use such kind of applications, Ku band is much more friendly as compared to C band. Okay, so such kind of questions will be asked from this kind of, from this topic friends. So you have to focus on the each and every slide which we have discussed earlier, and each and every point, each and every statement, okay, which is most important and crucial for UPSC prelims, mains and interview as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, right? So please do subscribe for Acquire IAS. Thank you very much.